family and friends that were involved there, different type of businesses, and they, they did not see any return on their investment. And so I wanted no parts of it. So I told my friend Crystal no for about 2 years or so. But what happened was, as Michelle mentioned, I work as a marketing manager for a civil engineering company, and I enjoy working there. Part of I have ability. Can you hear me, Michelle?
Yes, you were going in and out for a little bit. I can hear you, but you look frozen on your screen. Ebony? Okay, so you know what we'll do? I'll come back to you, Ebony. What I'll do is I'll move on to our next speaker. And before I introduce our next speaker, I want to share with you a few interesting facts that kind of blew me away when I heard of them. So there was a really amazing financial advisor that I heard speak recently, and he just shared some of the common issues affecting women today, especially when it comes to our finances. And so he was sharing how 80% of women will experience being widowed by the age of 57. 80% of Americans have more debt than assets. There's a lot of uncertainty with our economy. There's rising college costs, which I can't even imagine what my kids will pay to go to college in like 8 years. I believe that college costs have tripled since I was in college. And then, the fact that as we get older, we have even more responsibilities, maybe that of taking care of a parent or someone else. And then we have that 57% of Americans do not have enough cash to cover a $500 unexpected expense. Like, that just blows me away. And I feel like I've been gifted with an opportunity that, can pay you over time, and it's just so amazing. And so our next speaker is Karen Orlowski, who is a close buddy of mine down here in South Florida, and I will read her bio. She's originally from Virginia, but she's been here in Florida for, I forgot how long, but she's been here for a while. She worked for a large newspaper company down here, the Sun Sentinel, for over 14 years as their sales management, in their sales management department. And she left that career over 10 years ago, and now she is doing what she loves. And she's a wife, a mother of two, and she is pretty awesome. Like, she is just nonstop on the go, super creative, always bringing the fun. And I just can't wait for her to share what she has, how she has been affected physically, financially, and mentally with this opportunity.
Thank you, Michelle. I tell you, I get a little embarrassed when I hear people like Michelle speak, because I wasn't that quick. I didn't get it, I didn't realize somebody was giving me, like, empowering me and trying to change my health. And so I want to start with, I grew up really sick. My mom was a nurse. I had several nurses in our family. I grew up with allergies and asthma and migraines and constipated and on antibiotics and ear infections and sick all the time. And I was adopted. My mom couldn't have kids, so I was adopted, very blessed by some great parents. But because she was a nurse, what we knew was treatment. We didn't know anything about prevention. And I was told that my biological mother had allergies and asthma, and that this is, it was genetic, and I'm sorry, this is how I was going to be the rest of my life. So I thought this was normal. I was miserable. When, I could barely go outside and play because I was allergic to grass. I mean, imagine being allergic to grass as a kid, to go out and play. So it was really just tough, but that was my normal. And so up until I was in my early 30s, and I got pregnant with my son, and one of my best friends told me about a way to flood my body with fruits and vegetables. And I can't even say that I was skeptical. I just didn't get it. I knew about allergy shots and I knew about medication. I knew about the treatment, but I didn't really understand the power of nutrition. And I ate healthy. I ate junk, but I also ate, semi-healthy. And, so I ended up taking it, thought I would take Juice Plus during the pregnancy and then stop. I was just really doing it for my baby. And I had no idea that by the end of that pregnancy, I wouldn't need to be on allergy medication or, I haven't been on antibiotics in over 13 years. I mean, it has been such a game changer in my health. It's been unbelievable. But even better than that, what was always told to me my whole life was that, this was genetic. I was so afraid that both of my kids, now I have two, were going to have allergies and asthma. And neither one of them have allergies and asthma. So it just is, that's amazing. So what I didn't get what somebody was giving me, the gift that somebody was giving me of this nutrition and what a game changer was going to be in my health. But I also did not get that they were empowering me with a way to change, not only my health, but my, the rest of my life with being able to get out of corporate America. So as Michelle said, I worked in corporate America when I was in Virginia, and I moved down here and worked for the newspaper and made my way up to sales management. And I thought, this is the only thing I didn't know, as opposed to Ebony, like I didn't know anybody else that did any kind of outside business. I had never heard of this. So I only thought it was corporate America, and I was tired of, I don't know if anybody else works in corporate America, but I was tired of, the women, stabbing you in the back because, they want to move ahead. It just was a really tough workplace. And so I had my son, and he went back to work, and I was taking Juice Plus, but really didn't see this as, a source of income and a way to be able to stay at home with my kids. It wasn't until I got pregnant with my daughter that I knew how hard it was going to work every single day, dropping my son off, picking him up at 6 o'clock, rushing home, feeding him, giving him a bath, putting him to bed. I wasn't enjoying my son. I'm like, this is crazy. And so when I got pregnant with my daughter, I thought there's got to be a better way. And then all of a sudden I thought, what if I could do something with this Juice Plus? And what if this was the answer to, to keep me at home? So I talked to my husband, and after I had my daughter, I ended up, quitting my job and being able to build this business. Well, what I also didn't envision with this business was also the blessing that it gave not just me to be able to stay at home with my kids. A lot of people are able to stay at home with their kids, which is, a blessing. But it also gave me the opportunity. My mom, I guess a little over 7 years ago, was diagnosed with a terminal cancer. Sorry.
It's okay.
I know. Anyway, it just allowed me, whereas corporate America wouldn't have given me the opportunity to be able to go and take care of her. They lived 4 hours north of me in St. Augustine. And thank God, Michelle, don't wipe your eyes. You're not helping.
You got it.
So my awesome husband too, like he took care of the kids during the week. Like I would go up there and help take care of my parents during the week, and then I'd come back home for a week. And I could have never done that. I did that for 9 months, and I could have never done that in corporate America. And so I think I never really saw the power of this virtual franchise until after that. Like I was like, oh, this is fun. And I love getting people healthier. And I love that I can stay at home with the kids. And that was all great. But it wasn't until, you were all of a sudden allowed to be able to, help a family member or something that's really a life-changing experience, be able to help that. So, I always joke around that, I was ignorance. I wasn't ignorance on fire. So, but finally, I got it. And I tell you, it's been such a game changer because my husband, used to have to work 2 jobs, and now he's only has to work 1. I have the flexibility that, I can go volunteer at the kids' school, and I can, go help my dad if he needs help now. And just, that's amazing. So I, just hope that, everybody on here just really, takes a look at, not only the product, but the opportunity that this, that this community offers as well. And it's such an amazing community because it's just a whole new family for me. And I also want to say, as kind of like a joke. So when I started with this and I went to my first meeting, anybody again that works in corporate America, like it's a certain kind of mindset. And I left that first meeting and my friend who brought me was like, oh my, she was so excited. And she's like, oh my gosh, what did you think? And I said, that is like a bunch of Stepford wives. I was like, nobody is that happy. Nobody is that nice. Like everybody is so nice and so happy. This is not real. And I'm telling you, it's real. Like I was so jaded by corporate America that I just didn't think it was true, it could be possible. So.
That was awesome, Karen. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to share with you too, and you just like really reminded me the fact that my dad is 87 years old. He's at home and my mom takes care of him, but I'm able to be there. I see them so many times a week because I do have that flexibility. And when there's times when my mom has to go out of town, I'm able to be there for him too. So it's things like that you can't even put a price on. So thank you so much, Karen, for sharing and sharing your heart. Ebony will not be able to talk. She's in a really bad location where she has bad, coverage. So we are going to have her speak on another call. But I wanted to share a little bit about what Karen was talking about and what Juice Plus is. Juice Plus is 30 fruits and vegetables that have been placed in powdered form. They've been juiced, dried, and the concentrated powder is put in these capsules and also in gummies that my kids love. I love them too, but I take the capsules because I don't want to overeat. And then we also have a vegan protein powder, which is something you can mix with water or plant-based milk or even with make as a smoothie. It can be like a meal replacement. And why am I showing those bags when I have the little tiny packets to go? And it's a way for us to get 45 fruits and vegetables into our diets every day. And I heard yesterday how like now 50% of Americans are diagnosed with high blood pressure. I guess they've changed the standards. And it's amazing to think that things like that can be changed by diet and lifestyle, and you can avoid medication. And these are just tools that can get you on that path. And so next, I am going to introduce Crystal David. She is quite a phenomenal woman. She is a wife and a mom of 4. She is a blogger, and she is the creator of thewifecomplex.com, which is a site that helps women discover and keep up with their inner fox. I love that. She's also a wellness advocate and a speaker. And I would just love to hear her share tonight on how this opportunity and what we're doing has changed her mentally, financially, and physically. We all know how physically we've been changed with Juice Plus, but just love to hear your story, Crystal. Thank you so much for being on and sharing with us.
Okay. Thank you so much, Michelle, for doing this call. This is freaking awesome. It's amazing. Like just seeing all these faces and hearing your story, Karen, I'm just like, my emotion was just like, I forget what I was going to say, because this is why we do what we do. Literally, like everything we do is just from the heart. And to just hear your story and just, that's exactly what you said. Like when you get that moment of going from like, oh, I don't want to be a salesperson, to hearing one testimony, just that one testimony will rock your world and change your perspective of this business. And so one of the things I wanted to share, because I know we don't have a lot of time and I can talk all day about this, is that I'm an entrepreneur at heart. Like Michelle said, I have 4 kids. So for me, it was like once I got out of school and I started having my babies, I quickly realized I wasn't going to do the corporate America thing, but I idolized corporate America women. That was my mom. She was a single mom, raised us. She was at every soccer game, every PTA, everything, but she also was suited and booted and did her thing and winning awards at her company and all this stuff. So my ideal situation as a woman was to be like this powerhouse, like businesswoman, but also to be this amazing mom. So as I was sitting home just being a mom, I dealt with that, which I'm so glad my husband was like slapping me across the face, not literally, but like, you need to stop and be grateful for that. So I am, but I struggled with that. And so I started multiple businesses, and I'm so bummed you guys can't hear from Ebony. So please look out for whenever she does come back and share, because Ebony and I were business partners for about 10 years. We did event planning. She did a lot of PR and marketing stuff, and I did the planning, and we worked together. And when I bounced over to Juice Plus, I'm like, well, Ed, we've been working together. You got to work with me now too. And I could not get her to come over to this side. So I love her story. But one of the things that I was going to share after her story was just to say that her finally saying yes after literally 2+ years is an example of why what we do, it is sales. Like, please give the sales part of what we do a big hug. There's nothing wrong with sales. Everything is sales. But the act of what we do is love. And I love Ebony. I love my friends. I love my family. That's why I do what I do. I fell in love with Juice Plus. So just quickly, product wise, I was unlike you, Karen. I don't want to embarrass you more, but I was like, what? Fruits and vegetables in a capsule? Like, here's my credit card. Sign me up times 100. And I have been a lifer. I will take Juice Plus for the rest of my life. My family will take it for the rest of their life. I can't imagine my household without it. It's been such a foundation for me having that picky one. I have great eaters and I have terrible eaters. I got all of them. And it put me to bed at night knowing at least my 5-year-old, who will only eat beige and neon, chips, crackers, pizza, everything that's not living, giving her any substance, that she at least got those gummies and that shake in her body. So it was like a life changer. And I'm here to say that finally, after 6 years of our family ingesting Juice Plus, because I found out from my OB doctor when I was pregnant with her, she's now 6, she eats salad. I send carrots to school with her. It's amazing what will happen when you flood their body with just all this nutrition and you reprogram and balance with a little bit of like sternment. I finally just said, cut the crap. We're not getting it anymore. And if you're hungry, you're going to eat what's put in front of you. So it took a little bit of that too, but she eats it now. So anyways, that's my product story. It's done amazing things for me. Energy, skin. I used to be dependent on Proactiv. I have no makeup on, like amazing results. But the bottom line is we fall in love with it. And then it's like, not only can you not help but to share with people, but it's an obligation. And I was actually at a sales conference the last 3 days. And one of the things that I walked away with was so amazing, like 3 days of teaching you how to sell. But the heart of the whole 3 days was you can only sell to people if you really care about what you're giving them. And that's why people who are bad salespeople are the disgusting, annoying people that are like, ew. And one of the things that she told us was, if you are going into a situation to sell somebody and you don't think they really need what you have, then you're not really supposed to be in that situation. But if you look at that person, you're like, I love you, I care about you, I want you to have this amazing product, this amazing business, then it's not about selling, it's about caring about people. And so that's what I love about what we do. Going back to, because I know I'm all over the place, my emotions are like this right now, but going back to my businesses, I've started multiple businesses, but Juice Plus has been my foundation. It is an amazing business. It's residual. Like, it's not like selling a product that no one ever needs it again. Like, people are eating it over and over every month. So, we know people in our company who have been eating Juice Plus for over 20 years. So think of that when you're thinking of longevity and security. And so I literally could go on and on and on about this. I know we're on a time frame, but my message to you guys is just that this isn't for everybody. We're not here saying this is for everybody, but this is an amazing place to be. So if you're looking for something in your life, whether it's the product or a business, because I know this is more about the business side, if you like those statistics Michelle shared, I need those. First of all, that blew my mind. And then there's other statistics, but just money in general is the biggest stressor, and stress is one of the biggest killers. So I love that our company marries those two things together, and we're just out here winning. Like, we're helping people get healthy. We're helping them add some extra money to their lifestyle. And so I just invite you guys to get with who, I'm not closing the call, but I'm just closing my piece. Like please go back to whoever got you guys here to hear more about the business, because it's amazing. It is amazing. It is a beautiful family. We have amazing people. So thank you, Michelle, for letting me share. I don't even really know what I share, but clearly you can hear that I love this business and I love empowering women to join us. So join the mission with us if it's something that's like interesting to you. So that's it.
Oh my gosh, I'm over here cracking up. Now, who doesn't want to join people like Crystal and Karen? And I'm so sad that you couldn't hear from Ebony, but we're going to get her back on the schedule because I cannot wait to hear from her. But I feel like I don't even need to say anything else because Crystal pretty much closed it. This is an amazing opportunity, and she's right. It's not for everyone. But if you feel something pinging on your heart, definitely reach out to the person that invited you to this Zoom. They care about you. They want to help you with your physical health, your financial health, and your mental health. And like Crystal said, finances are a huge part of our mental stress. So why not take a look at this? I also wanted to say that there was another guest speaker that was supposed to be on this call tonight, Rihanna Sanford. So if you're on this call for her, she is also going to be rescheduled to later this month, probably after Thanksgiving. So stay tuned for that. But I really hope that something touched you in this call tonight. I know I was touched by each story that I've heard. And so if it was, definitely reach back out. We will be having this call again on November 30th after Thanksgiving. And thank you so much for joining us. I feel like I don't have to say much because Crystal said it all just now. So thank you so much. We appreciate having you on. So have a great night, everyone. I will unmute you.
Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.